little story called The Three Billy Goats Gruff. And it's about three goats that are trying to get from one side of a bridge to the other side of the bridge so they can get some fresh green grass to eat.
Miss Leslie, I read that book.
You read this book?
But what happened?
But guess who is waiting underneath the bridge? A big, green, ferocious troll. And he is so mad because the goats are trip-trapping over his bridge, making all kinds of noise. He even says, I think if you keep doing that, I want to eat you. Oh, how would that make you feel if you were a goat?
Sad.
A little sad? A little scared?
It would tip your butt.
Ah, it would tip my bucket. Well, we are not going to read that story. That story will be in our reading cubby. But I wanted to read you this one. It is called The Three Billy Goats Fluff. And it is still about three goats that have to get across the bridge with a troll. But guess what? Their mom saves the day. She has a really smart idea on how to solve this problem. Do you think she tells her kids to take their feet, their hooves, and kick the troll?
Yeah.
Do you think she tells her kids to look at that troll and call him names like, you're just big, green, and ugly, leave us alone, you stink?
Yeah.
Do you think she tells them to do that?
Yeah.
Let's read and find out. Okay. Okay, here is the title page. The Three Billy Goats Fluff. The author's name is Rachel Mortimer. She is the one who writes the words. But guess what? There is an illustrator, and her name is Liz Pichon, and she is the one that colors the pictures. Yeah, it's called an illustrator. Okay, here we go. Trip, trap. How was he supposed to sleep? Mr. Troll buried his head in his pillow and groaned. "Argh." He can't sleep. It's making him grumpy. He looked back at the newspaper advertisements. Troll paradise, fine riverside apartment with slimy toads and running beetle juice. What a bargain. See, he just moved to this bridge. It was his new home. How could he have fallen for it? What he's experiencing at his new home under the bridge is noisy. Ah. So on the mountain next to Mr. Troll's bridge, here's Mr. Troll down here, and here is his bridge, lived the three Billy Goats Fluff. And they loved to eat. Sit back, Fisher. They loved to eat the green grass in the field by the bridge, right here.
I can't see.
It made their fleeces extra fluffy. It made their fleeces extra fluffy, important for Mother Goat's knitting business. She loved to knit things from their extra fur. That's pretty cool. They seem rather nice. The three Billy Goats Fluff crossed the bridge 2 times a day. But this morning, Mr. Troll had a surprise for them. He put up a sign. The sign said, "No trip-trapping over my bridge. Trip-trappers will be eaten."
But why?
Signed Mr. Troll.
But why would they want to be idle?
What?
But why they don't want? But why he's not gonna be nice?
Well, because every time They go trip-trapping over that bridge. It's so noisy that it gives him a bad headache and he can't sleep.
But what about, but why he don't want to be in another house then?
Because he just moved there. He doesn't have another house to live in right now. So he's feeling very grumpy because he's not sleeping well. And the goats making all that noise is making him mad. Well, little Billy Goat Fluff had not learned to read yet, so she set off as usual, couldn't read the sign that he made. He just put one hoof on the bridge, and Mr. Troll leaped out. He said, "I'm a troll with a very sore head. Stop trip-trapping over my bed. When I'm tired and feeling blue, there's nothing quite like little goat stew." How do you think that made little goat feel? Scared? I don't think little goat wanted to be little goat stew. So little Billy Goat was very scared and scampered back to Mother Goat. That was a good choice for little Billy Goat to make. When you guys are in trouble or have a big problem to solve, it's always good to find an adult like your mom or dad to help you, or your teacher, right?
Yeah.
Good job.
What happened? Our just mothers don't know the way, and they got in the wrong path.
Oh, I think they knew how to get home.
And they did by running to the right path.
Okay, watch this. Next came middle-sized Billy Goat Fluff. His hooves were louder than little Billy Goat's. And Mr. Troll leaped out again. He said, "I'm a troll in a very bad mood. Waking me up is terribly rude. Middle-sized goat makes a lovely roast, or tasty pate upon my toast." Uh-oh. How do you think that made middle goat feel? Do you think he wanted to be a roast? No way. Middle-sized Billy Goat raced back to Big Billy Goat. They were both too scared to cross the bridge. "We're telling our mom on you," they shouted. Do you think that was a good idea for them to run back and get help from their mom?
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Oh boy. So Mother Goat listened to her little Billy Goats, and she thought about Mr. Troll. She knew what it was like to live without sleep. Little Billy Goat woke her up every night. Now you see, moms and dads don't get a whole lot of sleep when they have kids in their house, do they? Especially babies in their house.
Baby?
I know.
It's my mom and dad and sister very dog, and the real troll was binding me like and I would help me. If me and my sister were there, if me and my sister were there, my mom and dad and my grandpa would be scared of that, Mr. Troll.
The Mr. Troll.
Yeah.
Well, this Mother Goat wasn't scared of Mr. Troll. She was trying to solve the problem that her kids were having with Mr. Troll. And she knew what it was like to feel tired and not get lots of sleep at night. So that night she started knitting little booties, little slippers from the finest Billy Goat fluff. Mother Goat had an idea. She seems very smart to me. The next day, Mr. Troll was waiting for them. "I'm a troll who's really cross. It's trying to show you I'm the boss. When I'm tired, I need to eat goat and fries, my favorite treat." Oh boy, he doesn't sound like he's messing around, does he? Sounds like he didn't get much sleep again. Big Billy Goat trembled as he handed Mr. Troll a present and a note from Mrs. Mother Goat. Wait a minute. So Mother Goat's kids were getting picked on and bullied by the troll, and what did she do? She gave him a present?
Yeah.
Is that what you do to people who are making you mad or sad? You give them a present?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what she's thinking. So her note said, if you can hear us trip-trap by, then you can make 3 Billy Goat pie. But if we're quiet as tiny mice, you must stop being grumpy and start being nice. Let's see what happens next. So little Billy Goat Fluff was the first to try out Mother Goat's plans. He shakily put on his hand-knit booties. They were so fluffy. They were bright yellow, his favorite color. Slowly, he stepped onto the bridge. Mr. Troll listened from his bedroom. Nothing? Nothing. This is what he heard. Whoa. That's so smart. Middle-sized Billy Goat Fluff was next. His hooves were quaking as he put on 4 exceedingly fluffy booties. Pink! Middle-sized Billy Goat was a real softie. Carefully, he stepped out onto the bridge. Mr. Troll had his ear pressed to the roof. He couldn't hear a thing. This is what Middle Billy Goat sounded like. Look at what's happening to Troll's face.
Happy.
He's starting to smile. He looks relieved. Like maybe his head is not hurting as much anymore. Wow. That's good to see. Finally, it was Big Billy Goat Fluff's turn. His booties had taken most of the night to knit. With 4 huge pom-poms on his hooves, Big Billy Goat stepped onto the bridge.
What I hear, hey,
Mr. Troll strained his ears. Silence at last. How had they done it?
quiet.
How did the Billy Goats stay that quiet when they were walking across the bridge? But how? What helped them stay so quiet?
The bus.
The little boots, the little slippers that kept their hooves quiet? Oh, that was part of Mother Goat's plan. Oh, I love this page. Mr. Troll came out from under the bridge. He looked at the 3 Billy Goats happily munching the grass in the field. He looked at his present from Mother Goat, and then he opened it. Inside were the fluffiest earmuffs he had ever seen, wrapped inside of one of Mother Goat's special blankets. Then she had a note. Her note said, "Dear Mr. Troll, we are very sorry for waking you up. We hope this gift helps you have your best sleep ever. Love, Mother Goat and the 3 Billy Goats Fluff." Look at Troll's face.
Happy.
Does his bucket look full?
Yeah. Not tipped. He got the blanket?
Yes. he doesn't look grumpy anymore. That night, Mr. Troll drank a hot mug of beetle juice. He read his favorite bedtime story, and then he put on his big fluffy earmuffs and cuddled his soft green blankie. Does he look happy? He looks very peaceful. Aww. And for the first time in his new house, he slept and slept, and he dreamed of fluffy clouds, fluffy toads, fluffy Beetlejuice, and best of all, his new quiet friends. The 3 billy goats, Fluff. Now, you know what I find really awesome about this story is that Mother Goat knew that her babies were getting picked on and pushed around and bullied, but she did not tell them to go and hit and kick the troll. She did not tell them to go and yell and call the troll names. That would have been really easy to do, don't you think? Instead, she gave the troll a present. She said she was sorry that her kids were making so much noise. And she said, "We love you." Did it work?
Yeah.
It did. So boys and girls, sometimes we come into our classroom and we're feeling grumpy and having a bad day. Maybe we're tired. Nathan, I knew you were tired the other day and you were feeling a little grumpy too, weren't you? I told you, Nathan, I know how you feel because I didn't get much sleep last night too and I'm feeling a little grumpy myself. So when we're grumpy, sometimes we say things that we don't mean or we do things that we don't mean. And sometimes that can make our friends mad at us. But if one of your friends is having a grumpy day, Griffin, come back here. If one of your friends is having a grumpy day, maybe instead of getting mad at them, you can say, "Wow, I'm sorry. Is there something I can do to make you feel better?"
No.
Maybe it's just a hug that they need or a kind word. And maybe you can say, "It's okay, I forgive you." That's what Jesus would want us to do.
And when I make some sounds with Colin, he said, "I forgive you, me too."
Forgiving somebody lets them know that it's okay to have a bad day.
Miss Leslie.